Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Tasmat Sarveshu Kareshu Mam Anusmara Yudhya Cha Mai Arpita Manaha Buddhihi Mam Eva Yashyasi Asamsayaha Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmarayodhya Cha Maya Arpita Mano Buddhi
अर्पिता मनोबुद्धि
Mame Vashyasi Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmarayodhya Cha Maya Arpita Mano Buddhi Mame Vashyasi Asamshaya Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmarayodhya Cha Maya Arpita Mano Buddhi
पिता मनोबुद्धि
Mame Vashyasi Asamshaya
मामे वससी असंशया। क्या रोटेट वीडियो दिखा रहा है, इधर तो सही हो रहा है, ऐसे में तो रोटेट
कैसे रखती है?
इसको घुमाना पड़ेगा। रिकॉर्डिंग तो हो रहा है, इसको घुमाना पड़ेगा। नहीं इतना लंबा नहीं लगेगा, इतना तो इतना ही है। चलो देखो ऐसा ही लगा ऐसा लगा दीजिए, देखते क्या होता है।
Okay, word for word translation. Tasman, therefore, Sarveshu, and all, Kaleshu, times, Mam, me, Anusmaraha, go on remembering, Yudhya, fight, Cha, also, Mai, unto me, Arpita, surrendering, Mana, mind, Buddhi, intellect, Ma, unto me, eva, surely, yashyasi, you will attain, asamshaya, beyond a doubt. Okay, please listen carefully to the translation. Therefore, Arjun, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Please repeat after me. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Okay. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shriman Ki. This instruction to Arjuna is very important for all men engaged in material activities. The Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagements. One can continue them and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. This will free one from the material contamination and engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. By chanting Krishna's name, one will be transferred to the supreme planet Krishna Lord without a doubt. Om Ajnanatirpantasya Jananja Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swavanamrikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Janapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangeshe Radhe Vidya Paneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah He Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasantiko Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anushmaram yudhyasha mayarpita mano buddhir mamesh evaishyasi ashamsaya. So there are four main points that are highlighted in this verse. The first one is Krishna says that we have to think of Him at all times. At every single moment, you have to think of Him. Second is that while you are thinking of me at all times, you still have to do your prescribed duties. And how do you do your prescribed duties? Well, you do your prescribed duties by offering your mind and intelligence to Him. And when you do all these three things, then Krishna is giving you assurance that if you do all of these things, then you will definitely attain me. So what does it mean when this says you have to remember Krishna at all times? So it literally means that we need to be constantly thinking of Krishna. So how is that even possible? How do we always think about Krishna? So we can always think about Krishna by increasing the amount of time you associate with things that will remind you of Him. For example, prayers, meditation, scripture study, deity worship, devotee association, and going on pilgrimages. These are just ways to connect to Krishna in different ways and forms. So by constant remembering, the things that are connected to Krishna, we will automatically call out to Him when we will be in distress. And there is no greater distress for a materially conditioned person than death. Imagine, try to remember actually, a time when you were in severe distress, or when you are shot with something which caused you a lot of pain. For example, even if you stub your toe on a table, what is your instinctive reaction which comes out of your mouth when you go through some painful situation? Oh God, anyone else?
Wherever you are you will call that name.
Everyone go like, mommy. Yeah. So if you think about mommy and all the time at the end, then what will happen at the end of life is that you think of mommy and you will get another mommy. You'll go into another body and you'll be a child of that mommy, whoever you call out to. So whatever instinctive reaction that comes in your mind when you are faced with a painful situation, that is what is reflecting your deepest consciousness. So, if we keep on thinking about Krishna, Krishna's impressions will be in your consciousness. And so, when painful situations come about, you will naturally and as a reflex action, you will just call out Krishna's name. So, to remember Him at all times, it does not mean that you leave everything else and just think about Krishna, just say Krishna's name. But it rather means that your deepest desire must be to strive for a loving relationship with Krishna. And then when that is in place, then all your actions are automatically geared towards blossoming that relationship. For example, a husband is working in the office, but why is he working in the first place? He is working so that he can provide for his family, he can provide for his wife, he can provide for his children. So the basis of going to work is because he's constantly thinking about the well-being of his family. Similarly, when a wife goes out for shopping, she's always thinking, okay, what should I get so that my husband will like to eat this, or what should I go and get that my children will like to eat this. So the mother or the wife is out shopping, her activity is shopping, but her mind is where? Her mind is going around her husband's desires, likings, her children's likings. So even though her activity shows as if she's doing something else, but internally she's always thinking about who? She's thinking about the family. Similarly, to remember Krishna all the time does not mean that every time you're just like saying Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. It means at the back of your mind, you're always thinking about I want to strive to have a relationship with Krishna. And what can I do now that will always connect me? All my actions will be connected towards thinking about how to serve Him better. Because what else can we do? We have nothing to offer Krishna except our love. Krishna is everything. He's the source of everything. He doesn't need anything from us. But the only thing that He needs from us is that He needs our love. That's the only thing that we can offer to Him. So, just as a husband works thinking of the family, the well-being of the family, similarly, a devotee will always work for the benefit of Krishna. It is also said that the devotee will accept all that which is favorable for the execution of bhakti and reject everything that is unfavorable for bhakti. So we know that to always think about Krishna does not not need to constantly be chanting and if it's happened, it's good enough. But what it really means is to have a very deep desire that you want to always connect to Him. Just like how we have something say very valuable, and you keep it in a lock and key, in a safe in your house. But you have to remember that you have kept it in the safe. If that one goes away from your mind, then and your mind gets overwhelmed with all the daily chores, that you forget that where you kept the precious thing in your safe box, where is the safe box in the house, you have forgotten that, then what's the point? It is as good as losing it. So the most valuable desire that we can have is to connect with Krishna. But it should not be that by having that valuable desire and going through life conquering so many other desires that we even forget where this is. It should not be a case that you kept something in the safe box but you forgot where the safe box is. So that is the first point, where you always have to remember Krishna at all times. The second is you still have to do your prescribed duties. So Krishna really reminds Arjuna. The Arjuna might have thought that thinking of Krishna is very easy and it's better than fighting. But Krishna stops him there and he says that no, you have to remember me while you're fighting. He says, Mam Anushvara Yudhyacha. You think while you're fighting, not that you just think on me. Don't become just a pretender. We have discussed this earlier in the Gita, that in the third or fourth chapter, where Krishna warns Arjuna that by premature renunciation of activities is not a good thing. By doing so, you're called a mithyachari or a pretender. So he's reaffirming that message here. He's reaffirming the message to Arjuna to not become a pretender, to go and do your prescribed duties. And by doing our prescribed duties, without any material motives, and doing it as a sense of duty, and offering it as a sacrifice to Krishna, is a purificatory process. And it eventually elevates our consciousness to think about Krishna continuously. So when we are devoted to Krishna, we naturally think of Him. Just like when you're naturally attracted to somebody, you're constantly thinking about that person. What is this person doing? What is he doing now? Your mind is constantly thinking about the other person. So, when we are devoted to Krishna, we naturally think of Him. And additionally, because Krishna is the all pure, thinking about Him naturally also purifies us as well. And once we are purified and our heart is purified, we can better relish His attractiveness. See, love naturally expresses itself through service as well. Like if you really love somebody, you would do anything and everything for that person. Yeah? If you just say, oh, I love you, and that person says, okay, can you do this thing for me? Like, no, I won't do it, but I love you. What type of love is that? Love means it comes with service. It comes with service. Love is not a noun, it's a verb. It's an action-based word. It can be shown through acts of service. So that's why devotees, they always strive to serve Krishna. Arjuna served Krishna with what? He served Krishna with his fighting skills. We also have our own talents that we can use to serve Krishna. If you're very artistic, you can serve Krishna by painting different pastimes of Krishna, or helping in making the temple more attractive. That's your use of your talent for Krishna's service. So whichever talent we have, we can always use it for Krishna's service, and we can develop them, because we know that all these talents that we have are ultimately given by Krishna himself. So to do them justice, we have to nurture them, we have to develop them, and we have to ultimately use them for Krishna and to glorify Krishna. So we have all these our talents and everything, but more so, the third point is here is that we have to also offer our mind and intelligence to Him. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 3, text 30, it says, "Mai sarvani karmani." Mai means unto me, sarvani means all sort of, and karmani means activities. So already Krishna has already mentioned earlier in the Gita to Arjuna that you offer all your activities to me. But now he's saying further is that you also have to offer your mind and intelligence to me. So we see in the third chapter that Krishna says to offer all types of work to him. So these are works which are carried out by the gross body. But now in this text he's saying that you first think of me and then do your work. So you have to use your mind and intelligence. And mind and intelligence, as we know, is part of the subtle body. So here it's going one step ahead. In chapter 3 it says you offer your activities to me, which are done by the gross body. But here now you also offer your subtle body to me. You by offering your mind and intelligence to me and then do all your work. So why does he say that? It's because our mind and intelligence is what channels our consciousness. Whatever, like say you're sitting in this hall, the fan might be on. You can hear the fan, but your mind is not attuned to pick up on that because it doesn't penetrate your consciousness. You know it's just there. But if I make a loud noise, then that automatically penetrates your consciousness because it is more important or it is higher in value. So your mind and intelligence determines what enters your consciousness. So our mind and intelligence is what channels our consciousness. We become conscious of things that stimulate us either emotionally or intellectually or both. So Krishna is urging that we direct the channel, our mind and intelligence to Him. So how can we divert our mind to Krishna? We can direct the mind to Krishna by engaging in devotional activities such as kirtan, deity worship, prayers, and any activity in which your senses are engaged in serving Krishna. And how do you offer your intellect? You offer your intellect by regularly studying the scriptures. And the scriptures will give you the framework to understand Krishna's presence in your life. In 10:41, Krishna says that everything that is attractive in this world is but a spark of my splendor, of my attractiveness. So imagine, even the most beautiful person in this world who will get attracted to is nothing. That person's beauty is nothing compared to Krishna. It's just like a small spark of Krishna's attractiveness. So with that understanding that Krishna is actually the basis of everything, then your mind and intelligence both are directed towards Krishna. And when they're directed to Krishna, naturally all the activities that are going to be performed are also going to be naturally dovetailed towards Krishna. And then Krishna says at the end that if you keep on thinking of Him with your mind, with your intelligence, will naturally affect your actions towards Krishna. Then ultimately you are going to attain Him. And that is Krishna's assurance. He gives it assurance in this verse. He says, "Mam evajyasi ashamsaya." Mam, unto me, ever surely, Yashasi, you will attain, and asapshaya, beyond a doubt. You will attain me without a doubt. And the same assurance is given by Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said that you have to at least follow his instructions. And his instructions include chanting 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mantra at the minimum and follow the 4 regulated principles. If he just even do this much, he has assured us that it will be successful spiritual life. So we need to keep on at least doing this bare minimum. So please continue chanting and continue growing your bhakti life by having your desire that Krishna, your truest desire that Krishna is my everything, and we want to blossom that relationship and think of him every single moment and turn all your activities towards blossoming that relationship.